Okay, we're live. Hunter x Hunter 406 has dropped. I don't think this is TCB translation, but oh no, it is TCB translation. My bad. I think that's the right one. I'll put it in the link. Quickly read this. I got stuff to do today, but chapter dropped. Very exciting. I mean, remember last time the troop were going after the Heil-li. Will they kill them? This chapter. I think it's likely that a few of some of those members are going to die. That dog guy, from the troop, and maybe a couple of those other guys, but could be very likely that they get killed off. And then it's also Bono and Hisoka. So if we're gonna see some of that this chapter, which will be interesting. Yeah, we'll get started in a second. I'm just loading up stuff. Wait for a couple of people to come in if they want to come in. Chapter dropped a couple of hours ago, so very hype indeed. Very hype. My internet is, I don't know if it's cutting out. I'm just trying to load it at the moment. And we're not on. We're having some technical difficulties loading the stream. Oh, it is working, the screen. Well, maybe it's just on my screen that it's just slow. Yeah, I mean, Togashi's he's just 3D dimensional with this shit. But if it's 3D dimensional with this shit, if it's 3D I think the stream is working. I'm just having trouble seeing it on my end. Very hyped to read this. What do I think will happen in this chapter? I think the troop will kill a few members of the Heil-li. I think Morano will get out of there alive. And probably, I hope we see Bono versus Hisoka. That'd be pretty freaking sweet, man. So, we'll start reading then. Yoshihiro Togashi, chapter 406, The Man Still Going, Sacred Treasures. Pretty cramped and windy in here, huh? Yeah, we're weaving through the gaps between buildings. Ah, right, Nobunaga. I'll take care of your sword when I head back. I might have given you authorized IDs, but the guards won't overlook it when you're flaunting a weapon. Why? Nobunaga goes. Just me. I went through the trouble of making it. Then maybe I won't go. Listen up. You're the only one being so damn flashy about it. Finks goes. Who cares? That thing just a rush job, right? Nobunaga goes. And then the Chara guy replies, look, I won't force you, but those tier 2 soldiers are mostly young and green. Worst case, you could get yourself shot going up to crush the Heil-li. a door. Right from here on here, this is what is going to be interesting from last week. Things will be a bit rough, and well, Togashi, like the multi-dimension with the fucking drawings, and just like this aura, and going up the stairs. Wow, very cool. This is the most uttermost part inside the black whale. Wow, see all the parts of the ship. If you keep climbing the stairs from here, you'll reach the top of tier 2. Man, what a nostalgic smell. Reminds me of the cesspools back home. Well, when waste from 200,000 people is funneled in here from every corner, that's what you get. The recycled waste and sewer processing plant is located between tiers 4 and 5. In other words, tier 5 is below even the sewerage. So the Char and ZU are the ones managing this area. That's right. Having control over waste disposal can be pretty convenient in a lot of ways. He goes. Nobunaga replies, but in reality, you guys handed off the dirty work to subcontractors and just dumped the oversight onto the underlings, didn't you? Even if the contractor changes, they don't have to report every little thing the high-ups do they? No way. The Heil-li could it be? Seems I've got a reason to head back, Nobunaga goes. If they pose as waste disposal contractors, they can kill as much as they want, things goes. Claiming to arrange jobs, they could lure their prey to the processing area in droves. Phaeton goes, they call each one in separate rooms by staging, interview, then kill. So, they're thinking they're going to be in these they're going to be part of disposal bins in baggage. Possible. We'll see what happens. But hopefully get some fights. That's what we're here for. And the Char guy goes, being around you guys makes me feel like a model citizen. All right, I'll head back. Then, Nobunaga's going back. If I run into those guys, I'll make sure to ask them a few things. I'll leave the rest of you guys. Got it, Finks replies. Anything we should watch out for at their hideout? Nobunaga went before. Nobunaga replies, yeah, the guy guarding their hideout is counteractive type. If you attack him, it seems like it triggers some kind of invincibility switch, so be careful. When it activates, you get forced out by something like a security robot, a new doll. Based on the sketch I gave you earlier, the door that connects room A to room B is a warp point to tier 3. You idiot, isn't that kind of thing you should tell us from the get-go? If we can't attack them, that makes this harder. Should be fine if in self-defense. Faden goes. Faden's not worried. Thinks is though, a bit. As long as they attack first, we'll handle them easily. And you see the room. Some object of Nen. And we're going back on the ZU, Heinrei. The crowd's a lot bigger now. Oh yeah, this is... they're here to see Prince Hulkenberg for the last time. People had the greatest respect for him. So everyone still thinks Hulkenberg is dead. Well, he could still be technically dead if he doesn't, get back in his body. The quickest way to find out what trap... Oh, where's Lynch? Heinrei asked. She must have gone back to the office because she had something to do. I was distracted by the soldiers, so yeah, Zachariah, whatever, got fooled by a Bono last chapter, remember. I distracted by the soldiers easily and missed those Heil-li bastards, but if you find them again, make sure to catch them this time and tell Lynch to make them reveal everything. The quickest way to find out what trap they set to us is to ask the bastards themselves. Underboss, sir. And here we go. Lynch dead. And then here they go to her. She was found during a special patrol mission for Prince Halkenberg's funeral procession. I recognized her as a ZU member, so I contacted your man first. The guard goes, my god is huge. I recognized her as ZU member, so contacted you first. Her neck was twisted and broken, completely destroyed. Yeah, Hisoka, just savage. Skillfully, with no hesitation, this is the work of a pro. Yeah, now that the feud has started, it was probably done by a hitman from the Heil-li. Or Hisoka will take care of her body, so you don't have to handle this as a case. Just to check, did you and Lynch part ways after Hisoka disappeared? Yeah, since both of us got knocked unconscious, I think that if Hisoka were the one behind her death, he would have killed me too. Yeah. You're right. So it's possible that Lynch went after Hisoka and got killed. Yeah, so Lynch, unfortunate, but it is what it is. No, if that were the case, I'd have known the moment. So Heinrich asked, you're right, so it's possible that Lynch went after Hisoka and got killed. No, if that were the case, I'd have known the moment I woke up. How Lynch felt was always clear from how she looked and talked. So Sakura hasn't realized that he's been tricked by Hisoka. Heinrich looks at him. At that point, I was just coming to after being unconscious, so my head wasn't clear. Damn right, it wasn't clear. Hisoka drugged him. Like, let's be real here. Now that I think about it, Lynch was unnaturally calm and detached. After getting knocked out by his counter attack, it wasn't like her at all to start worrying about me. And he didn't realize it. Oh shit. Someone else? Huh? If we assume that Lynch was someone else, huh? The real Lynch had already been killed, and the Lynch you woke up was someone else. Sakura goes, are you saying that someone has transformed into Lynch? It's a hypothetical. So now they're finally realizing it, that, someone, it's Bono, let's see if they figure it out. If that was Hisoka, what reason could there be? And he looks a bit puzzled. Please wait a minute. I can't sort all this out. So you're saying that was someone else? You want me to think that wasn't Lynch, but that Hisoka transformed into her? No. If anything, her weights are way too different. Or come to think of it, I did talk with Lynch about that. The pieces fall into place better if we just assume that she was affected by a manipulation ability. Well, that's true. I haven't met anyone yet who can change their height at will. But if we assume that Hisoka was a manipulator, what do you mean? It means that they manipulated Lynch, woke up, and then said, I'm going back to the office. Wouldn't it have been more effective for the enemy if Lynch disappeared without saying anything, forcing us to consider various scenarios? You're right. Maybe they were trying to limit the range instead. He goes, limit it, Heinrich goes to Sakura. Yeah, Sakura replies. If we were considering various scenarios, it would put them at a disadvantage, so they wanted to limit our thought process to a certain range. If that's the case, then the idea that Lynch was manipulated is logical and still possible. Try to remember everything Lynch said back then. There could be a hint there. I I came to when I heard a voice say, "Wake up," Sakura goes. She worriedly asked, "Are you okay?" And even though my mind was blank, I was like, "Oh yeah." After that, Lynch said, "That was definitely Hisoka." She said it distinctly. Now I get it. That's the range limiting wording, Heinrei goes. They wanted us to mistake it for. Wait a minute, Sakura goes. We were talking about the hypothetical that Lynch was actually Hisoka. And now you're implying that it wasn't Hisoka? Then who the heck was that Lynch? Was that Lynch? So Heinrei goes, Lynch figured out with her ability that Hisoka was a fake, from the aura. That's why they killed her. And they spared you because you didn't know they were a fake. That way, you would let us know that Hisoka was there. Very true. A fake Hisoka manipulated Lynch to deceive me, Sakura goes. Who in the world would do something so complicated? In that regard, both the culprit and their motive are clear, Heinrei goes. For someone looking for Hisoka, and they don't want to be hindered by us. It's the people you're working with who you don't know. The fake Hisoka must have thought that if Mafia found Hisoka first, we would hide that fact and then allow them to search for Hisoka themselves. In fact, that's how our policy is right away. But this is all based on a series of assumptions with inferences built on top of them. The only clear fact we have in this situation is that after the two of you found Hisoka, Lynch was killed by someone. If that someone is in the Phantom Troupe, then we'll have to fight the Chara. Damn. So the alliance is very likely going to break up. It's definitely not a fight that should happen based on pure guesswork, though. We're going to avenge Lynch, right? No matter who the culprit is, no question. Oh, this is getting interesting now. So the ZU are going to go after the troop once they find out it's Bonolov. It now be interesting if Heinrei fights Bonolov as Hisoka and kills Bonolov. Here we have Chrollo at the funeral procession of Hulkenberg. The funeral procession will be passing by soon and it's expected to be very crowded. While we would like you to show your condolences for Ninth Prince Hulkenberg, we sincerely ask that you see him off with dignity in an orderly fashion and solemn manner. And so Chrollo is reading a book. It says Narumi Megate. Is that the ability he wanted? Love dial 6700, the ominous phone call. By using a computer cell phone, you can search for your ideal partner by inputting the criteria. A 2-20 digit number will be displayed, and when dialed, guidance will be provided. So I think Chrollo is using this to try and find Hisoka, maybe. Ring ring. Or maybe Chrollo is using this to find that ability that he wants. The person whose number you have dialed is currently not in the area. Please wait a while and try again, or attempt the call from another location. Also, the number or calls you have left today is... And Chrollo's thinking, even in a crowd this size, I can't find that person anywhere. Come to think of it, it was the same back in Heaven's Arena. Should I try the same number but in a different location, or maybe loosen the conditions a bit? A girl? It'll increase the risk, but should I head to Tier 1 right in the middle of Succession Contest? There must be countless Nen users moving in the shadows there, far beyond anything here. In the Succession Contest, Nen abilities are conferred in a ritual. They say the abilities are used to fight until only one successor remains. What's used in the Succession Contest are Kakin's most valuable relics, the sacred treasures I've set my sights on. The ceremonial urn used by so he's after the urn. He's after the treasures in the urn. So the ceremonial urn used by the participants in the succession contest, the seed urn, and we have this urn, the sacred object Go Shintai that watches over the succession contest, the shrouded Zen Buddha. Possibly refers to, I can't read that, about the Buddha. The blade of succession to be passed on to the next king. Okay, the blade, as that's what he wants, the blade of divine favor. What does that do? Chrollo says, our presence on the ship has likely already reached the royal family's ears through the mafia. Even if I claim that our only objective is to find Hisoka, there's no reason for them to believe me, especially since we're after the treasures too. Whether they choose to keep the 3 relics guarded in the one location or split them up to reduce the risk is up to Kakin. So, in addition to our search for Hisoka, I've decided to thoroughly search the sacred treasures starting from the lower tiers and moving up. However, given that no significant changes have occurred in the army or mafia's movements even after news about us reached the higher tiers, it seems unlikely that the treasures are hidden anywhere on tier 3 or below. Man, the text bog's coming out here. Once I realized that the Nen abilities are being used in the succession contest and that the sacred treasures are connected to it, I became certain of one thing. The sacred treasures are the main system generating such powerful Nen, responsible for maintaining the prosperity of both succession contests and ultimately Kakin itself. They're probably set up ritual sites on the ship to act on spiritual focal points for the treasures, which means tier 1 is the only place they will keep them. If these treasures are truly the foundational, it seems obvious, tier 1, the foundations of Kakin's prosperity, guarded more securely than even the king, then it would be the ultimate prize to the thief like me, and they would unquestionably satisfy the conditions needed to evolve Skill Hunter. So he's after these to evolve Skill Hunter. Allow me to secure Hisoka's defeat once and for all. The ability needed to end Hisoka for good, to steal and store that rare powerful ability in my book, must fulfill the requirements of stealing something comparable to a national treasure before the usual activation conditions. Okay, that is very interesting. So the ability needed to end Hisoka for good, to steal and store that rare powerful ability in my book, I must fulfill the requirement of stealing something comparable to a national treasure before the usual activation condition. So this is very interesting. This is how powerful this ability is. I'm struggling to control these two conflicting emotions. Patience is a virtue, but I can't afford to wait around either. I'm running the risk of encountering Hisoka before I'm fully prepared for battle, but that's not a huge problem for me at the moment. The alternative is already in place, and the spiders will go on. Even if I should die, well, this is pretty cooked. It's the very idea that will instill fear of the spider that I designed. And here we go, Hulkenberg. The person whose number you have dialed has been located, but they are in an area beyond the Nen signal range. Please change your coordinates and try calling again. Also, the number of calls you have left today is as expected, up above. The fuel procession has begun. The spider is aiming for up above. So Chrollo on tier 3, likely going to tier 1 now to get this ability. Very cool chapter. Chapter next week as well. Yeah, that was pretty, a pretty good chapter. I'd love to discuss it, but unfortunately, I've got to go off. And yeah, 10 out of 10 chapter. It was pretty fucking good. This new dialogue about Chrollo, the art was pretty amazing. With the stuff with Heinrei, going after Bonilov now. I see that as a real likelihood. Chrollo's going to make enemies likely with the ZU as well now. There's just going to be other battles like Phaeton and Finks are going to be going after Morena. Bonilov going after just trying to find Hisoka. Heinrei, I think, will find Bonilov. Will Hisoka kill Bonilov, or will Heinrei? There's many ways this can go. It could be Hisoka just finds Chrollo and we get that very soon. Nobunaga going back down, it seems. Will he encounter Chrollo then as well? Very cool chapter. Predictions for next week. I think we're going to get more of this stuff with Chrollo, just about finding this ability, finding these daggers, these Kakin treasures, or he's on the way to find them, and then Hisoka just beats him at the end. But yeah, pretty cool chapter. I mean, a lot of dialogue, but it's pretty interesting dialogue. Unfortunately, I've got to go. Short stream, but I just wanted to read the chapter on a Saturday afternoon. Thanks for listening in, and the chapter link is in the description as well, and live chat if you want to reread the chapter. TCB did a scan, so support them. And yeah, I'm excited for next week. 7 chapters in a row. Let's go. So anyway, have a great weekend, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.